The effects of resource extraction and human activities on flora and fauna in the early Earth period. The dawn of the Anthropocene, a new geological era characterized by human dominance and its impacts on the planet, has brought attention to the detrimental effects of resource extraction and human activities on the Earth's flora and fauna. This essay explores the significant influences of resource exploitation and human activities on the plant and animal species during this period of Earth's formation, highlighting the importance of understanding these impacts for the preservation of biodiversity and the sustainable future of our planet. Habitat loss and fragmentation. One of the most significant impacts of resource extraction and human activities is the loss and fragmentation of natural habitats. Deforestation, urbanization, and industrial development result in the destruction and fragmentation of ecosystems, displacing and isolating plant and animal populations. This loss of habitat disrupts ecological balance, reduces biodiversity, and increases the vulnerability of species to extinction. Loss of biodiversity. Resource extraction and human activities contribute to the loss of biodiversity, both directly and indirectly. Overexploitation of natural resources, such as timber, minerals, and wildlife, can lead to the decline or extinction of plant and animal species. Additionally, the alteration of ecosystems through activities like agriculture, pollution, and invasive species introduction further disrupts ecological relationships and diminishes species diversity. Disruption of the ecosystem services. Ecosystems provide valuable services to humanity, including clean air and water, nutrient cycling, climate regulation, and pollination. Resource extraction and human activities can disrupt these critical ecosystem services. Deforestation reduces carbon sequestration, leading to increased greenhouse gas emissions and climate change. Pollution from industrial activities contaminates water bodies and affects aquatic biodiversity. The loss of pollinators due to habitat destruction impacts food production and agricultural systems. These disruptions have far-reaching consequences for human well-being and the functioning of ecosystems. Species extinction and endangerment. The exploitation of natural resources and human activities have pushed numerous plant and animal species to the brink of extinction. Overhunting, habitat destruction, pollution, and climate change have accelerated species loss and placed many species on the endangered or critically endangered list. The extinction of species disrupts ecological balance, reduces genetic diversity, and undermines the stability and resilience of ecosystems. Climate change. Human activities, including the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation, contribute to climate change, with far-reaching impacts on plant and animal species. Rising temperatures, altered precipitation patterns, and changing habitats disrupt species distributions and migration patterns. Some species are unable to adapt quickly enough to these changes, leading to population decline and increased vulnerability to extinction. Climate change also exacerbates other threats, such as habitat loss, invasive species, and disease outbreaks. Introduction of invasive species. Resource extraction and human activities often involve the introduction of non-native species into new ecosystems. Invasive species can outcompete native species for resources, disrupt ecological processes, and threaten the survival of native plants and animals. These invasions can result in the loss of native biodiversity, alteration of ecosystem dynamics, and economic losses. Pollution and contamination. Human activities generate various forms of pollution that adversely affect plant and animal species. Industrial pollution, chemical runoff from agriculture, and improper waste disposal contaminate ecosystems, water bodies, and soil. These pollutants can accumulate in organisms, disrupt physiological processes, impair reproduction, and even lead to population decline or local extinctions. The impacts of pollution on species can have cascading effects on entire ecosystems.